Good afternoon, traders and investors. Will back here with another one. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody and happy Black Friday, guys. Coming to you after Friday on the close here. Hope you guys had a great day and a great week in trading as well. So the markets were a bit flat today here on SPY and QQQ. However, we did have some very good rotation in names of financials and healthcare, guys. That is the exact rotation that we've been talking about and the rotation that we want to see when big tech takes a little bit of a breather here. So fairly good week in the markets as a whole. So today we're going to be recapping our technical indexes here, our major indexes, the technical analysis on those. We're also going to be going over our major tech names as usual. And lastly, a quick glimpse in my portfolio here, guys. Not many earnings left on the board. I'll take you guys into next week's earnings here. There is a couple that I will be covering here. Monday, we will be looking into Zscaler. Tuesday, we'll be looking into CrowdStrike. And also going to take a look at Intuit here, two of the companies that I will be following here. And the rest of the week here, just a couple here and there. Wednesday will most likely do Dollar Tree and Salesforce as well. And then pretty much you have a few Canadian banks here. So very, very, very light next week in terms of earnings. Most of our major names are out of the way. And that is pretty much it for another earnings season. So I hope you guys had a good time. So without further ado, guys, let's get into today's video. The rally does continue here. SPY up 0.06%, QQQ down lightly 0.14%, but you can see broad market was looking fairly good. Only really big tech pulling back as a whole, which is the reason for the drop here on QQQ and the reason that SPY wasn't able to outperform today here. But we did have some very good rotation from healthcare names, financials, and very decent broad market performance as well. As you can see right here, a lot of your major sectors are in the green for today. One day relative, you'll see all major sectors pretty much in the green except for technology and communication services, which is another technology branch here. On the 1 week relative performance, you can see the market was looking very, very healthy even into this light week here. Still no signs of a pullback here as we've been referencing on previous videos this week on the channel. On the 1 month relative here, you can see double-digit performance here by technology, real estate, consumer cyclicals here, and almost double digits here by the rest, communication services, financials, and industrials. Everything up very beautifully on the month here, guys. Very, very good pace, very, very good recovery by the markets as a whole here, guys. So without further ado, let's get right into our major indexes here. So as a whole, SPY up again here. We are still on leg 1, 2, and leg number 3 here, guys. This green box I've now moved up a little bit. This will be your most likely area of pullback. If ever we start pulling back right away, keep in mind SPY resistance 52-week highs stay set at around the 459, 460 area. If for any which reason we do have a slight pullback here into daily consolidation and potentially weekly consolidation as well, this green box is the area that I've highlighted that will be your major area of support. You can see it's been a very contested zone in the past here, right? So in all likelihood, if we do pull back, I do think that the bulls put a stop to the bears somewhere in this area here, right? So that'll be anywhere between 450 all the way down to roughly 440 here. Moving averages coming up in there as well. And as you can see, we are still slightly overbought on the daily. Everything looking very, very healthy. Bulls in full control here. Keep an eye, guys. Same thing, same concept as the past couple of weeks, guys. 4-hour 12 EMA. This yellow line right here is going to be your guide. If the bears cannot really capitalize and make the bulls lose this, the bulls remain in full control. And if the bears can still not set any significant hourly downtrends, which would lead into a loss of this 4-hour 12 EMA, well, your bulls remain in full control. So keep an eye on that, guys. First step is going for the bears will be to set hourly downtrends in significant fashion, and then we will see if the bulls lose this 12 EMA. That could send us more into further daily consolidation, but as of now, bulls in full control. QQQ, also bulls in absolute full control. QQQ has actually come beyond SPY in the fact that we have broken previous 52-week highs. You can see that we are still slightly overbought here on the RSIs as well, but bulls looking overall healthy, guys. If we do tend to pull back here, you can see we're on leg 1, 2, and number 3. We are still just looking for a daily lower high. Anything above 383 is still a daily lower high for further potential upside continuation here, something like this, right? On the weekly, everything is looking very, very, very bullish for QQQ as well. But if for some reason we do start pulling back, guys, and I'll remind you the pullback criteria, number 1, the bears have to set a significant hourly downtrend. After you see that happen, you come to your 4-hour. The 12 EMA is going to be your guide here. Need to see a loss of that 12 EMA right here, and then your daily consolidation will really be started here. And then we will go back into this green box. Where's the likely area of pullback here for your daily consolidation and potential weekly consolidation as well before for your second leg up on the weekly and weekly trend change to the bulls. So the area right here, 386 all the way down to 375 is a likely area of pullback. You can see it was previous resistance in the past. That should be acting as a very beautiful support area, moving averages in this area as well. But for now, as long as the 1 hour is not in a significant downtrend and your 4 hour 12 EMA is not lost, your bulls remain in full control, no red flags. Now XLF financials, beautiful move by financials. You can see this is pretty much almost the 10th trading day in a way where we've set pretty much stair step higher highs every single day, guys. So looking very, very, very good on financials as a whole, guys. We've now cleared this whole area, which was our previous area of resistance here. So we're now above the 35 level, coming into 3550. 3550 up to 3560 is your last area of resistance that we encountered back in July. And then we would come right back up to where we were before the March banking crisis here and start trending higher into our 36, 37 area of resistance. That is the very big area of resistance, guys. It's been challenging for the bulls pretty much since last year. So about a year and a half ago worth of resistance here, looking very, very healthy on the weekly move. Now, on the daily, we're on leg number 2 for the bulls here. So we are slightly overbought on financials. Financials don't get overbought that often. And when they do, they are potentially due for a slight pullback here. So pullback conditions, I'll remind you guys, once again, 1 hour downtrends need to be set by the bears. Then you move to the 4 hour. You see if we lose this 12 EMA on the 4 hour. And if that's the case, if both those conditions are met, we are in daily consolidation mode. Daily consolidation is no big deal, guys. We're just looking for a daily lower high. Anything above 3350 is looking for a daily lower high for a potential third leg up here. And it would also maybe signify some weekly consolidation as well here, guys. So the bulls looking very, very, very healthy as a whole. If we do pull back, target this green box here, guys. 35 all the way down to 34 is going to be your level where I do think the bulls put up a lot of support here. Looking very, very bullish overall. Now, moving on to XLV. XLV Healthcare finally starting to put some work in here, guys. We're running into a little bit of resistance here around the 132 mark. That is absolutely normal, guys, but we are on leg number 2 of this beautiful new daily uptrend here, well above your moving averages as well. So anything now above 127.70 is just a pullback for a daily higher low for further trend continuation to the bulls. On the weekly looking very, very healthy. We've now engulfed almost this entire third leg down from the bears here, engulfed by the bulls. So at this point, any pullback, any extended pullback on the daily timeframes will also be for a weekly higher low for further weekly trend change to the bulls. So bulls looking very, very healthy, guys. If we do pull back, target this area right here, 129 is going to be the line. That was your previous resistance right here, horizontal. And you do have your moving averages right down here. Same conditions pretty much. No hourly downtrend by the bears. Your bulls remain in full control. So if you want the bears to come into momentum here, need to see the hourly trend change to the bears. Then you also need to challenge this 12 EMA on the 4 hour. So similar to the rest of the indexes, bulls are in full control if those criteria are not met. Bulls looking very, very healthy. Look for a bit of a challenge by the bears here up around the 132 mark. And now moving into the Russell, Russell consolidating very, very nicely sideways, guys. This is what you want to see. If you're a bull, when indexes just consolidate at the higher end of a move, nice little tightening range, that is a bull flag right there, guys, right? You can see it better here on the 4 hour, just consolidating. We are looking for a potential break higher here. Bulls in absolute full control. Nice daily uptrend right now with some nice little bull flag action, right? Really sitting on your previous area of resistance, which is now support. That's 176 down to about 175. This little pocket right here. So if we do pull back, looking for the bulls to hold that, guys. Really need to hold this tight little channel as tight as possible, and then looking for the break to the upside here. Russell bulls performing very, very well. And now your lower time frames, guys, with this consolidation, you can see we're no longer overbought. It's done a good job of bringing down your RSI on the lower time frames here. So nothing is overbought on the Russell. Russell still with a decent amount to move here. We are still a ways away, though, from recapturing this most recent selling leg down here. And we are struggling with a bit of moving averages as resistance as well. So keep your eyes on the Russell. We are just looking to break out here. If for any which reason we break down from this pattern, guys, no big deal whatsoever, right? Because why? On the weekly, we have done a decent move here. We have created a lot of space. Any pullback is going to be for a weekly higher low, and then for a potential second weekly leg up here. So Russell performing very, very good. Growth stock starting to be back in favor. The risk on trade is starting to gain some traction here. So very, very good performance by the Russell. Still need to see a bit more, guys, but if we do eventually get a weekly pullback on some indexes, could be a very decent buying opportunity on the Russell anywhere down in the lower 170s. And now lastly, the Dow Jones, guys. Dow Jones performing very well today, up 0.33%, guys, starting to challenge our 52-week high area, guys. This is 35,600 area, right? We're kind of pulling up into it right now. 1, 2, 3 beautiful legs up here. 3 legs is usually the standard for markets when they make a big move in one direction. So I am expecting an eventual pullback, and that pullback will translate into a weekly consolidation mode as well. Doesn't need to come down too aggressively. It can also just come sideways a little bit, bull flag on the weekly, and then make a second push higher here. Excuse me. Overall, looking very healthy. If we do pull back, guys, let me move this area up a little bit. Now we're into this whole area of challenge right here. So if we do pull back ever so slightly on the Dow Jones, I'm expecting a bit of a retest here between 35,000 and 34,300-ish roughly, right? So that's going to be the area to watch for the Dow Jones. So far, so good. Bulls looking in full control. Once again, no sign of hourly downtrends from the bears. And also on the 12, on the 4-hour, guys, you have a 12 EMA here, acting as very, very nice support the whole way. So as long as the bears don't set hourly downtrends and don't break this 12 EMA, your bulls remain in full control here. Beautiful move up by the bulls. Keep an eye on your resistance areas. So far, so good. Any pullback on the daily is just going to be for a potential daily higher low here for further continuation. And even on the weekly, if we do pull back more on the daily than expected, just looking for a weekly consolidation into weekly move higher. Bulls looking very, very healthy on the Dow Jones. Now let's move right into our major tech names. Yeah. So major tech, guys, Apple, bit of a pullback here today, 0.7% to the downside. You can see Apple starting to curl a little bit down, but Apple's been kind of trapped in the same price range for about 5-6 trading days now. So no red flags as of yet, guys. Any pullback on Apple, I'll remind you, is going to be for a daily higher low. Anything above 166, just going to be for a daily higher low. First target right here would be your 12 EMA, 187.79-ish, right? And I'll remind you the conditions for that. The bears need to set the hourly downtrend here. They have started with an hourly downtrend, but that's only been roughly for 1 day. So we'll see if Apple bulls can recover. This is step number 1 for the bears. Step number 2 for the bears will be to really start losing this 12 EMA from the bulls a bit more aggressively here. And if that starts happening and pulls back more into next week, well, your daily consolidation on Apple will be underway at that point. And at that point, we may even be looking for some weekly consolidation here, guys. So if we do get that, Apple bulls looking very healthy daily and weekly. Any pullback is just going to be for a buy zone for a weekly continuation trade. Bulls still looking to reset the weekly trend to the upside here. Very, very healthy chart by Apple. No red flags. So any consolidation, in my opinion, is just for a buy. I will be looking to buy some Apple if we pull down in the 185 down to 182 pocket. That would be where I would be writing some puts. Very, very good performance by Apple, even if we're starting a bit of consolidation now. Looking into AMD. AMD also bit in the red here today, 0.16%. No red flags as of yet, guys. AMD's done a great job here of putting in several beautiful legs to the upside here. And now we are starting to struggle with our previous resistance area. We're still battling with the 122s before we can make our way up to the 128 to 130 range. So AMD, same conditions, guys. Bull looking very healthy here. Excuse me. But if we do pull back, keep in mind, the bears need to set the hourly downtrends. You can see this right here. They tried this week and got absolutely rejected by the bulls here. So step number 1 is setting hourly downtrends to the downside for the bears. Step number 2 is losing the 12 EMA in a convincing fashion. You can see they tried to do it a few times here, but got rejected by the bulls. Will they be able to do it in a significant fashion and create more of daily consolidation here? More daily consolidation would most likely mean that your weekly move is topping out, and we are looking for weekly retest here potentially of the whole 115 down to 110 area. That would be a nice area for me to pick up some AMD. So if you do see that daily consolidation underway, have no fear, guys. It is a buying opportunity for your longer time frame bulls here. I am targeting 115 down to 110. So if I get AMD into that area, I will definitely be writing more puts. But as of now, no red flags. Now moving on to Amazon. Amazon, very, very decent day as a whole, flat on the day, but protecting your gains, guys. That's the most important part. Amazon is consolidating at the top here, otherwise known as a very healthy bull flag right now, right? So Amazon doing a great job after pretty much its earnings of making a substantial rally back up to new 52-week highs. And now we are kind of struggling here with this whole area of 145 and all the way down to pretty much 140-ish. We're going to move this line a little bit down. So for some which reason, guys, the bulls do lose this, I'll remind you your conditions. The bears need to set the hourly downtrends first. If you get the hourly downtrends, look, no follow through, right? Got some follow through back here, but the bulls rejected. They only were able to set it for pretty much 1 day in total here. Tried it here, got rejected. Absolute monster move by Amazon here. So we'll see, can the bears set a significant series of hourly downtrends, which would translate into also losing your 12 EMA to the downside? Get those conditions and you will have more and more daily consolidation. But the bulls are in a very solid area of support, guys. This whole area between these two yellow lines, very, very solid. So if we do start pulling back into the 140 area, I may be interested to write some puts on Amazon 140 down to 137-ish. That would just be a weekly higher low hunt by the bulls here, looking for the weekly breakout, set the higher lows, and then potentially due for another leg up on the weekly if we do start consolidating soon here. But not overbought on the daily, not overbought on the weekly either, so still a bit of room to move. I'll remind you, your next resistance area for Amazon is going to be all the way up, guys, in the 160s, right? 165 up to 170 is going to be the next target here. So we'll see if they go on another monster 7, 8, 9 week rally in a row, or if we potentially have to two-step this, the whole breakout, retest of your previous highs here, and then move higher. But no red flags on Amazon as of yet, which is very nice consolidation at the top. Now let's move into Google. Google as well looking very healthy, even though they pulled back 1.3% here today, guys, right? So Google with very nice legs up, 1, 2, 3 legs up. Now consolidating a bit, just looking for another daily higher low. Anything above 135 is just going to be another daily higher low for potential continuation. Keep an eye, your resistance stays put at 142.20 here. Very, very healthy move by Google, in my opinion here, guys. But I'll remind you of the conditions. Once again, hourly downtrend needs to be set. You can see they almost got it here, got rejected. So now we'll see with the significant move down by Google, can they set it into next week hourly downtrend, which would potentially lose this 12 EMA in a more significant fashion. You can see every time they've lost it so far, it's been recaptured almost instantly by the bulls. So we'll see if this time is the one. If they do start following through with these downtrends here, well, very simply, you will be into daily consolidation, and that's no big deal, guys. We do have the moving averages down here. Very, very beautiful support around the 135 area, and then any daily consolidation, we'll just be looking for a weekly higher low into a second leg up here. I'll remind you, Google's still trying to recapture that weekly uptrend. So we'll see, can they V-shape this, or will they maybe need to two-step this, right? Any which way, the bulls are looking very, very healthy on Google, just looking for some potential consolidation here. If they lose the lower timeframes here, we'll be into daily consolidation and maybe even weekly consolidation, but bulls with tons of space above 121, 122-ish to set that the weekly higher low and potential rally into the end of the year. Looking very, very healthy on Google, no red flags at all. Now let's move down to Meta. Meta also down almost 1% on the day here today. I'll remind you, Meta also in its series of 3 legs up. So now normal to be getting a bit tired in terms of the bulls here, but still no real red flags as of yet, guys. Anything above 326.63 is just a daily higher low. If for ever which reason we lose that, guys, well, I'll remind you of your conditions here. Need to set the hourly downtrend. So now they've lost a bit of the momentum on the hourly here, but you can see no hourly downtrends have been set on Meta this entire time. They tried it once here, got rejected by the bulls. So we'll see, can they follow through with hourly downtrends? Then you zoom out to your 4-hour time frame. 12 EMA is going to be your guide on Meta as well. We'll see, can the bears lose that? Can the bears push momentum to the downside? If they do, daily consolidation is likely underway here, guys. And then it will just be for weekly consolidation as well. And on the weekly, looking very healthy. Any pullback is just for a weekly higher low. For a potential second leg up here on the weekly here, Meta, very good job in resetting the weekly uptrend. No red flags whatsoever here, guys. If we do pull back, I will be targeting the area pretty much like 320 all the way down to 315. If ever we do get there, that would be a very nice dip buying opportunity for Meta as well. It's going to be quite a challenge for the bears here, though, to get through the 325 area. That's going to be a big zone here. And then the next area is all the way down here. But I do think the bulls will stop them pretty much in the 320 range if we do consolidate. But as of now, guys, no red flags, just consolidating sideways at the top, looking again like a bull flag. Now, Microsoft also very good consolidation at the top here, guys. Down 0.11%, but no red flags in sight. Microsoft with a absolutely massive move off the top here, not giving back too much at all, and now starting to be less and less overbought. You see, sideways consolidation for the bulls at the top is very good. It allows you to cool off the higher time frames and even the lower time frames as well. You can see that nice downtrend on the RSI. This entire move up, as the moves have been kind of more sideways than this monster rally to the upside right here. So looking very good on Microsoft, Microsoft, guys. Any pullback, in my opinion, the pullback will result in a pullback to around the 362 zone. That's your previous all-time high. That is stop number one for Microsoft here. Any move now down below 367 is going to be your higher low area, so can still trigger here a new leg up by the bulls. If we do, however, lose the lower time frames, I will remind you what are the criteria. Need to set extended hourly downtrends. Then you take a look to your 12 EMA. You can see it's getting a bit choppy here at the top. So we'll see, can the bulls protect this 12-hour EMA? If they lose it in a significant fashion here, guys, your daily consolidation will be underway, and that will be very healthy weekly consolidation from the bulls here. Bulls with tons of space, anything above 325 is just looking for a weekly higher low for further continuation to the upside, guys. So all of these names looking exactly the same. We are just looking for an eventual pullback, but the pullback is showing no signs of coming yet because your lower time frames are being protected by the bulls over and over on all of these names, guys. So it's very tough to buy things after they've rallied so far, which is why I'm waiting for that little bit of a pullback. A little bit of a pullback on the weekly will potentially here be your last chance to dance on these names for the foreseeable future here. Weekly on Microsoft, a little bit overbought. That's pretty much the only red flag here is on the weekly, but you guys can see the weekly can stay overbought on Microsoft for quite some time. So very, very good performance by Microsoft. No red flags. Company continues to perform well. Now, NVIDIA here. NVIDIA 477 here, down about 2% on the day after their earnings here. So NVIDIA already starting daily consolidation. So the daily higher lows were pretty much at 483. Now you can see we have now lost that to the bears here. So if you take a look, guys, this is what I mean. Hourly downtrends are now set for a few days in a row. Take a look at the 4-hour. You can see loss of this 12 EMA in a significant fashion. Now you know your daily consolidation is underway. So the bears are in short-term control. So what are we looking for here, guys? When we lose the series of daily uptrends here and we're into daily consolidation, maybe even daily downtrends, you're just looking for weekly higher lows. So NVIDIA with tons of space to consolidate, anything above 393 is just going to be for a weekly higher low. Target your moving average right down here, right? The 12 EMA, 455, 456. And also that is the area right here, right? We have our first area that we're coming into, 470 previous support, which is going to be acting as a bit of support here. But as a whole, guys, there is a lot more support down here in the 450 area here on the weekly, right? So this has been a big area in the past on the weeklies. You can see that all the way back here. Price was struggling for a while in your 450 range. It likes this 450 range, right? So keep an eye on that on the weekly. NVIDIA is still looking very healthy. Tons of area to pull back. Very healthy consolidation by NVIDIA, in my opinion. So we will see where the bulls put a stop to this, guys. All we need to do is protect that 450 area. That's going to be your key level to protect on the weekly if you want to have a good chance here of just recovering nicely and putting in a second leg up on your weekly for continuation into the end of the year. No red flags in the NVIDIA earnings report as of now. Now moving down to Tesla. Tesla with a little bit of a green day, but you can see price has been kind of stuck in this trading range for the better part of the past 2 weeks. Nice daily uptrend and now kind of consolidating sideways. This pretty much looks like the Russell at this point, right? So some nice little consolidation sideways could be construed as a bull flag, right? Very nice move up by Tesla off the lows initially, but now we're struggling a little bit, struggling to really break out from this whole tight area of moving averages. This gap was filled after earnings. So the gap was filled. Now I need to see the bulls pull up into the 250, 255 range. Why? Because that would be pretty much your third leg here on the daily upswing here, and that would put in enough space for the bulls to set up for a weekly trend change here north. I'm not expecting very good things. Tesla did give fairly poor guidance for Q4, so we'll see how deliveries come in on January 1st. That's still a ways away, about a month and a half. The technical is not looking bad though, guys. As long as we don't lose this area right here, 227, 225 area is really the line in the sand for me. If we do lose that, then your daily downtrend is set and your weekly consolidation will be set. Bulls with a decent amount of space though off the lows of 194 to really set up for a potential weekly trend change. But I would like to see them push a little bit higher before making that extended consolidation move. So we'll see how things go. So really two lines here as we're trapped within this range. The range looks very good on the 4-hour, guys. The bull's not giving back too much, so it does look fairly bullish with the bullish lean here. We need to protect this area, guys. 227, 225 is the area that I don't want to see us lose. We would be losing the moving averages in that case. If we do come down here, however, it will be a buying opportunity for me in the lower 220 down to 215 to be writing some puts. So looking fairly decent on Tesla, just no real big breakouts from price action in either direction. Need to break 246 or 227. Now let's move up to our last two, Palantir and PayPal. So Palantir coming down significantly off of the highs here, right? So this is pretty much a 12% pullback move, but fairly decent as well, guys, because they did lock in a new contract with the NHS in the UK, the National Health Services organization here of the UK. So that's a very, very big contract. So no negative news on Palantir. They kind of got caught up in the AI, news with NVDA when they had their earnings. There was a lot of potential bad news circulating in the media that NVIDIA was going to miss earnings or that the AI hype was over. So Palantir kind of got hit with that as well here. So a little bit of a pullback, but a healthy pullback indeed. So now Palantir has been another stock here where we lost the series of daily highs and daily lows. We lost 1933. So our daily uptrend is now lost, right? So we may be setting up for a potential daily downtrend. You can see 1 hour time frame. The hourly downtrends are now set by the bears, and now we have lost the 12 EMA in a significant fashion. You can see this right here, now trading under it. So this is what I mean when you're looking for extended daily consolidation. So bears now in short-term control, but on the weekly, looking beautiful. This is exactly what I mean. Another example of weekly consolidation underway here. So weekly consolidation, pretty much take a look, guys. Your next target, 1751 is 1751 all the way up to about $18 is going to be the sweet spot I think Palantir consolidates into. Just looking for a weekly higher low for resumption of the weekly uptrend here. So very, very healthy on Palantir. No real red flags yet. Yes, the bears control the short-term timeframes as of now, but as a whole, just looking for your weekly higher low for further price expansion here. So keep a close eye here, 18 to 1750. I will definitely be writing some puts if we do pull back into that area. And lastly, PayPal consolidating ever so slightly, 1% here today. So PayPal still looking to protect the series of daily higher highs and daily higher lows. Now 53.69 is the line in the sand level, guys. Cannot lose this level here. You would be losing the daily uptrend if you do that. So I need to see PayPal continue to break up. We are still challenging the moving averages right now, right? So fairly healthy price action by PayPal, just has not been very favorable in the last week and a half of trading here after we reached a high of about 58.25. Just been pulling back ever since, but using the moving averages nicely as support. So I need to see a bit more breakout action, guys. Obviously challenging two levels now. Break below 53.63. Unfortunately, your weekly move up is now topped out, and we will be looking to set a weekly higher low above pretty much your low down here of 49 to set up for a weekly trend change similar to what they did right here, right? So PayPal not looking too bad as a whole, but also not looking too good. Just kind of mixed, guys. I really would love to see them pull up into the 60, 61, 62 area before giving some further consolidation. That would really set us up nicely, guys, for a weekly trend change and start breaking above these weekly moving averages, which we've had so much time staying above, guys, ever since the massive drop. So PayPal still in recovery mode, right? That's pretty much all I had for the technicals, guys, today. Now let's take a look into my portfolio. All right, so taking a look into my portfolio here, guys, you can see that we are still doing very, very, very good comparatively to the SPY. So portfolio still standing about 38.5% here on the week. Year-to-date performance, as a matter of fact, still beating the SPY here by roughly 2x. So very, very good performance on the year. SPY only up about 18.68%. So we are doing a fairly good recovery in the portfolio here, guys. And on the NASDAQ, guys, you can see that we're still in a very tight race with the NASDAQ here. NASDAQ trading roughly around 37%, especially after today. They may be down to around 37, and we're all the way up to about 38.5. So we're still beating the NASDAQ ever so slightly, even though we didn't buy and hold any of big tech that's run significantly this year. We are still beating the NASDAQ. So very, very normal year from the wheel. I am expecting to make about 50% on the year. So we got another about month of trading left to do. And now with the market momentum, the upside, we'll be looking to benefit from some dip action here to really start juicing the last month out of the portfolio. I'd like to close about 50%. I'll remind you guys, we have withdrawn about 15% of the portfolio on the year. So true portfolio performance is in the 50% currently, but net of withdrawals, I would still like to get the account back to where it was trading here prior in the year. Very, very good performance as a whole. Can't really say anything negative about that, guys. Now, on the portfolio in terms of the positions, guys, so you can see fairly still light in the account for the week, guys. It was a small week. Didn't want to take too many trades. And we did take a few short-term trades off of the table here. So you can see that we had previously written some Palantir 19 puts on the week for about 15 cents each. They ended above $19. So we capture all of this premium, 5 contracts right there. So quick little $75. Very, very nice trade. We also wrote some AMD 114s for the week. AMD obviously ending in the 120s, so these also expire worthless, capturing all of that premium as well. And the NVDAs, I wrote these NVDAs as kind of a cheeky play for earnings, guys. The stock was trading at about 500 prior to the earnings release. I didn't think it would come all the way down to 400, so I put in a little bit of a bid here, guys, just for some money for some Black Friday shopping or something like that. Small little contract here, so we were able to pocket all that money as well. So that's pretty much all that we wrote for the week, guys. In terms of that, we did a few positions that we closed earlier in the week as well. And I'll show you those in a bit here, guys. So we closed the Palo Alto Networks trade. So PANW here. That you guys know that I bought at $233, 10 shares after their earnings. We closed them at $264. So very nice profit here, guys. About $30, $31 a share on 10 shares. So about 310 bucks there. We also closed the CELH. You guys know that I got assigned at $52.50 with a 30-cent credit here. And we did close them earlier in the week. I wasn't liking the price action of CELH. After such a massive day here, guys, on Monday, we kind of pulled back really hard on Tuesday. Now, I was watching it on Tuesday. I really didn't like the fact that they gave back a lot of the trade here. Did recover nicely on Wednesday, but I did close the trade here. I didn't want to get back under my break even, and writing calls for the week. The premium was okay, but not amazing, guys. So I chose to reset. I wanted to potentially pick up CLH because we are in such a heavy extended downtrend. We were looking for a lower high for potential further consolidation. So I was looking for it to pull back below 52.50, maybe into the 51s. So I can maybe write some lower than 51 to 50 strikes. And so I was looking to get out and get back in. But after that, CLH kind of rallied back the next day here. And we are currently just standing around 53.32. So still an opportunity for next week. I'll consider it as a play for next week. But we did close that trade. Fairly happy with it, guys. Made about $150 in about 3 trading days since being assigned on last Friday with the premium, and then we closed it pretty much on Tuesday. So I could have had a lot more. I had about $600 in gains on Monday if I would have closed it, and then Tuesday only closed it for about $150. But that's okay. It's literally a 1% trade, which is what I look for in about 3 trading days. So very, very good. So that 150 plus the 300 from Palo Alto Networks plus all this premium right here pretty much sets us at roughly anywhere between $550 and $600 for the week. Not too bad for a short week. Usually aim between $800 to $1,000 on a normal week. So fairly happy, guys. Was a fairly light week for me. And now also, we are still holding the Alibaba shares. So we'll be looking to write some covered calls here as soon as the price gets back up to 82. We are still holding the CP. CP now nicely back up to almost our our entry point. We got assigned at 72.50 with a 60-cent credit. So our average cost is 71.90. And you can see that right on the chart right here. Looking fairly good, guys. If I do get a recovery, since they're only monthly contracts here, well, unfortunately, I won't be able to write covered calls as of yet. So we're just going to ride these shares to the upside, guys. I do think we should be getting some pretty good price recovery here. So just going to be riding the shares as they are. I like my entry price. UPS, look at this, back to break even in terms of a share price from assignment, guys, but it's not considering, Interactive Brokers is not considering all the premium that I've wrote on the stock and the dividend that we collected as well. True break even is 145.94. So we are currently nicely in profits. I will be looking for a break above here in the 155, 156 area here to be writing some covered calls. Very happy with this position so far. Should stand to make about 1,000, maybe even more on this position, guys. So very, very nice recovery on UPS. And then we also still have our PayPal shares, which you guys know haven't been performing too well. Still in Rivian, guys, not high enough to write some covered calls yet. Assignment price is $18.33. My average cost is down to about 17. Let me just pull it out a bit. Pull it out a little bit. Rivian, we're down to about 17.35, so still not break even, but yet I like this position as well. TMF, not back to break even yet. I may be looking to average a little bit in as yields have peaked, and then obviously I still have the CSIQ, guys, not high enough to be writing some premium, and my Canadian banking ETF has been rallying quite nicely back towards break even as well. So all in all, guys, still a bit of legwork to do to recover a bit of the sections of the portfolio, but as a whole, very, very decent recovery over the past month, and we have been writing a lot of premium here, guys. Captured a lot of premium in the month of November. and October for that matter. So fairly happy as well here, guys. So we will be looking to write some premium a bit more aggressively here into the end of November and December here if we do get our market pullback. So that's pretty much everything that I had for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. If you did enjoy the video, consider dropping a like, really helps me out. Consider subscribing to the channel if you're new. We would love to have you here. Almost up to 500 subscribers, guys. I thank you so much, each and every one of you, for making this journey absolutely amazing. And lastly, guys, if you always have any questions, macro, earnings, stocks, options, whatever you guys want, leave them down in the comments and I'll get back to you as soon as I can, usually within the first 24 hours. So take care, guys. I will be dropping 2 videos over the weekend. 1, big tech valuations, and 2, going to be looking for some Black Friday deals. Are they still some Black Friday deals in the markets? Going to be putting out a top 5, top 10 video for you guys. So take care, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace.